Good afternoon. Welcome to Shots with Devin here on WTBQ. This is interactive photography lessons on the radio. How do we do that? Well, it's very easy. We tie into my website, www.devinshots.com. You spell that DEVINSHOTS.com. When you come to the website, you'll see a link for WTBQ, and you'll see the photographs that we're discussing today. You can also ask me questions. That's the format of our show. There'll be a link on the website for you to send me a question, and we can answer it on the radio. How cool is that? We're here with a co-host, the lovely and talented Crystal O'Keefe. Hi, Crystal. How you doing?
Good. Hey, Devin.
I'm doing all right. Crystal's a friend of my wife and mine, and she wanted to be on the radio show, so we obliged her. So glad to have you with us today, Crystal.
Thanks. It's a pleasure to be here.
I have a new sponsor for the show. His name is George Tuttle. He owns the Certa Pro Painting here in Warwick. George is a very competent man, and if you need any painting done at your house, call him. His number is 845-987-7561. That's George Tuttle, Certa Pro Painters, newest sponsor of Shots with Devin. I'm excited about that, Crystal. He's my first sponsor.
Oh, that is really exciting.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, the first section of the show, I like to talk about an experience that I've had recently and how we can turn that into a little bit of a photography lesson. So something really cool happened to me exactly a week ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. I've been working with one of the well-known members of the New York Giants. I met him just before the Super Bowl. I'm not going to say who he is because I don't talk about the people that I work with. But he's a really nice guy. We worked together. His wife was pregnant. We did some maternity shots with them, and then when the baby came, did some pictures of the newborn. And he called me last Wednesday, literally. His wife called me.
Really?
And the story is that since they won the Super Bowl, he wrote a book. And they wanted me to do photographs for the book.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Oh, yeah.
So I had to pretty much rearrange my schedule and go to his house last Thursday and do a photo shoot. So come to find out, I was speaking with them, and they told me that the publisher actually had booked a photographer to do the images for the book, and they were obligated to work with this photographer. But they said that they wanted to do a session with me also because they didn't trust the other guy. They didn't know who he was, and they liked my work. So, right. It was very gracious of them to say that to me. But it got me thinking, what is it that they liked about my work that would make them not want to work with a photographer, you know? So I kind of asked them that. And they said that they liked the spontaneity that I have, that I show in my photos. Crystal's whispering to me, spontaneity is a very big word.
It's a big word for you, Dad. It's really good.
Thank you.
How long did it take for you to come up with that one?
I practiced. Did I say it right?
I really wouldn't know.
Spontaneity. Yeah. So they liked that. They liked the fact that we were, over the first two shoots that we did with them, we were able to capture the personality of him and his wife, and have viewpoints that are not overly posed, but very aesthetically pleasing. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So what's the lesson in that for everybody else? I mean, this isn't, the show was not intended to be a brag section for Devin.
Sure. Okay.
So what's the lesson? Well, the lesson is be creative when you shoot, right?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people, they shoot what they've seen. I've noticed that. People duplicate what they've already seen. So most people's idea of a portrait for their family or a portrait of their kids is everyone has to look at the camera and smile.
Right.
Right?
Which is a typical pose.
Exactly. In fact, when I was first getting started, I really did not like working with older children. When I say older, I'm saying like 3-4-year-olds.
Oh, okay.
Not little babies. Because I noticed when I would start shooting, the parents would be behind my back creating this total scene, trying to get the kid to look at the camera and smile.
Right, the bunny, the bear.
The whole thing, right? And I hated it. I was getting aggravated when people would do that because I was there to try to capture a certain feeling, a certain beauty of the innocence of the child and try to create these timeless images. And the parents are creating this total ruckus behind me trying to get the kid to smile. So I kind of just put it all together in my head after this conversation last week, where, you know what, the listeners can do that. You don't have to have the child looking at the camera and putting on the perfect smile every time to get a great picture.
Mm-hmm.
Be creative. Come up with scenes that show the essence of childhood.
Right.
Sometimes it's not even, the face isn't even in it. The back can be turned. I have this one classic image of two kids sitting on a dock over a lake.
Mm-hmm.
And all the picture is of their shoes. We untied their laces, so it looks kind of casual and kind of whimsical, right?
Right.
And it's just a close-up of these little feet with a little bit of the dock included in the frame and the water.
Oh, that's precious.
Now, isn't that typifying what summertime is like for little kids?
Oh, yeah.
Just hanging out, relaxed with the shoes untied. You don't see their faces. The mother absolutely flipped. She loved the picture because it's just a total different perspective. And so people say, well, I'm not creative. I don't have a creative bone in my body. You ever heard people say that?
Yeah.
Right? Do you feel that way about yourself?
Yeah, a lot of times I do.
Do you? Well, how do you resolve that? The fact is, everybody really does have some creativity.
Right.
Right? People can appreciate beauty. People can appreciate something that's aesthetically pleasing. So if you feel that you don't have creativity, guess what? Just practice. Just get your camera out and start taking a lot of different pictures.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of these digital cameras now. It doesn't cost you any money to do that.
Yeah, you can delete what you don't like, and if you want to get a different angle, then you can keep taking that picture of that angle, even if it's moving it a little bit.
Exactly. You got it. That's it. So practice. Find out what it is that you like, and then start working off of that. So when you see when you've taken a picture that you like, look at it and say, what did I do? Did I maybe tilt the camera a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Or did I put the subject a little bit off center? Or do I like because the light is hitting them in a certain way?
Mm-hmm.
And so you start teaching yourself what you like, and you start becoming more and more creative as you take these steps of adding to your repertoire, so to speak.
Right.
So the lesson to start off today with is be creative. Be different. Make your photographs different. Don't duplicate what you've already seen. Come up with something new.
That's a good point.
That's a good one, right, Crystal?
Absolutely, Devin.
Well, that's our first segment of the show. We're going to take a short break and allow for some commercial time, and we'll be back shortly with more shots with Devin.